Welcome back to Celtic Knot Design 101, folks. If you watched my first video, and if you're one of my students, I hope you did, we started a basic knot design with 3 shapes. So we had one shape here, another one on another diagonal, kind of a pointy rectangle, and then we put this diamond shape, whatever shape that is, geometrically speaking, some type of octagon. And we added in this diamond shape. The whole concept with the Celtic knot design is all about the interlocking bands, right? So we learned yesterday in my video that it's simply a matter of doing a little erasing to make one band appear to be on top of or underneath another band. So I erased a couple of lines here, which made this band appear to be on top of this one. Going over here, I had to switch, so it's always under, over, under, over, or over, under, depending on how you want to look at it. So if I erase this way on this band, I'm coming around here. I know if this is over, when I come around here, I know it has to go under. So I erase in the opposite direction, and we followed that and did that yesterday. Had our 3 shapes interlocking. You can see that I took the liberty of drawing some extra shapes here. I used a compass to draw these circles in the corners. At home, this is what I would like you to do to continue with your design, to continue with our first practice design. Is you're going to draw some circles in the corners. Try to find something around this size that's going to make a circle for you, and then you're going to need the inner circle to turn it into a hollow banded shape. So that you might have to freehand, or perhaps you can freehand. If you don't have a compass, I used a compass obviously, and it works out really well. You might have a compass, which is going to help you draw these circles really well. If not, try to find something around this size that fits in the corner here to draw a circle with, and then you might have to freehand the inner one, or if you find one that's smaller, freehand trace the inner one and freehand carefully the outer circle. It does not have to be perfect. Remember, this is a practice design. So just make sure that there's empty space, negative space here and here. You don't want your circle coming right up to the corner there or anything like that, because it gets very confusing and difficult. Plus, it doesn't look great. But it gets confusing as to how to interlock the circle if you don't have space here and space over here, right? So, same process. I'm gonna look and see what's happening here to see if I wanna make my circle on top of or below the shape that it's overlapping. So here it goes under, and let's do it, since this is going under here, let's make it go over here. So I'm going to erase these 2 little lines, those 2 parts of my circle that intersect. And there we go. We got circle is now underneath that shape. I come around here and I know it needs to be over that shape. So, oops, my bad. I do that a lot with Celtic knot design. I don't know if you guys have been doing that, but I do. That's all right. I switched it. So I erased this direction for those 2 lines right there that were part of the circle. This time, I erased in this direction. I erased those 2 lines that were part of the shape underneath. So we got under, we have over. So we continue that all the way around. We want to interlock our circles, and then let's add another shape. So there's a few things you could do here. One of the things that's going to be one of the elements that's going to be part of your final design is some curvy shapes. We don't necessarily need, we could, but we don't necessarily need to do that on our very first practice piece yet. So there's a couple things you could do. One thing that's cool is to put another big circle in the middle here. It needs to be a banded circle, obviously, that has enough space here going all around to be able to interlock it. That's cool. You could also put a square here. You could probably even follow the dots. There's lines of dots that form a square you might be able to follow. But you know what? Let's do something else. You could actually add either one of those shapes in after this shape as well, I believe. So I'm gonna draw a couple of lines here following those 2 lines of dots, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 dots, 8 dots. And now I think what I'll do is go on a diagonal here to connect those 2 dots. I'm gonna go connect these up and down, 2 dots vertically, and I'm gonna do the diagonal this way. So now you can see what my shape, you can probably guess what this shape's kind of gonna look like. Go here, please pardon the filthiness of my drawing. It is a little on the filthy side. I had a really dirty ruler, and it's still dirty. Extreme dirty ruler cam. Watch dirty rulers, guys. It's one of the pitfalls of the art room. So I tried to clean it up a little bit, but it's okay. You get the idea. It's practice. So I have this. This is what we do every single time we draw a shape. When you're making your Celtic knots, you draw a simple outline of the shape, and then we need to put the parallel line going inside, of course, to make it a hollow band of a shape. So let's do that. Here's what's going to happen with this shape. Kind of knew that already. This guy, I'm going to draw it. See, this is where we got to carefully pay attention as to what needs to go where. I'm going to go across here. This, if I kept going, it would be right in that corner there, and then I'm going to come over here. So let's do that. This goes here, this comes out there. And remember, uniform width all the way around is really key. You want to really try your best to do that. Is it going to be perfect? No. But same width, uniform width all the way around. If your lines are crooked, and you got thick and then it gets thin, or if you have a thick side and then a visibly thinner side to your shapes, it really throws off the look of your design. So part of practicing right now is definitely just getting the hang of and practicing uniform width for your banded shapes all the way around. All right, really quick, let's get this bad boy done. Gotta connect that. I'll just connect a little freehand there. All right, there we go. There it is. Can you imagine what's going to happen now? Yeah, you guessed it. We have to interlock. So we start doing our erasing. Again, just to reiterate, the best way to do your interlocking, you can see it starts to get, the more shapes you add, the more complex it gets. So to start to do, whenever you draw a new shape in a Celtic knot design, the best and easiest way to do it is to follow it around as if you were driving on a road and you're either going to go over or under the bridge. So I'm going to go right around. I'm not going to start doing random erasing here in the intersections. I want to go right around because it's got to be, it's got to start out either over or under, and then it has to switch. So if it's over, it needs to go under, over, under, etc., and so on. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this one an over. All right, so that's passing over this shape here. Now I want it to go under that shape, over this one, under this one. It's actually really, when you start making a little more complex designs, it's actually really fun and cool. It starts to really have a complex look to it if you do the interlocking correctly. So we got under, we got to go over here. All right, and this is supposed to be under. Let's get rid of that one. All right, and I'm going to cruise around. I'm going to do the exact same thing over here. I'm going to switch it so my last intersection went under. So when I come around here, I know this has to be over. Actually, I need to finish out my line there. This is all going to be underneath. So I'm going to erase. There we go. This is over. It needs to go under here. And so on and so forth, ladies and gentlemen. So now I can see that I have multiple shapes in this our first practice design. I can see that it starts to look really cool with a bunch of interlocking bands of shapes. They're all stuck together. They're all woven together. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a Celtic knot. All right, so thank you. Bye.